club's making?
Well, we want to keep our best players, the players that we are developing, and we want to create a long-term project here, and obviously we need our best players to be committed to the club.
I think I know the answer to that.
There for years to come, yeah?
Well, that's what we have to do. That's our responsibility, to keep our best players, our best people, and the people basically that has the same aims and purposes with the club, to stick them together for a while, give them some stability, and from there keep evolving and become a better club.
Because you've always said, trusted the process, you have the benefit of them rather than somebody else.
Well, it's part of developing a team, developing a squad, and as well, obviously, taking the club where we want. It's maximizing the resources we have, and we have huge resources because we have a lot of talent, and we have to keep that talent and keep improving it and making it better.
How big a game is Leicester? Because
Lifting the club to tie down one of the key players.
I don't know. It's when it's done, I can tell you more. But obviously, we have the intention to extend the contract of our players, and when it's done, it's great news for the club.
Just lastly, another player whose contract ends in...
I was really complimentary to them, the way they reacted, but as well there are things that in the first half we should do better, especially the way we played and the way we control the game, that we cannot be 2-1 down, and we have to learn those lessons quickly, and hopefully we can have a better and more consistent performance against Leicester, because it's going to be needed to win the game.
The resiliency
Saturday?
Not a lot of changes. Obviously, the question mark on Thomas, he hasn't trained much, but looks like he could be available, so let's see how he trains today.
It's a huge boost for you if he's back.
Yeah, he is. He's a really important player for us that we missed in the last few games, but hopefully he can be available.
Gabriel Jesus, it's a regular one every week.
A regular one. He's progressing really well. He's doing more and more on the field. The knee's not reacting, so really positive. So we want to have him as quick as possible, but respecting as well a little bit the time frame that we go from the doctors and the specialists. But he's really pushing the boundaries right now.
What?
I think there are more teams involved, and every day is going to be a race to how we convince those players today to train better, to play better against Leicester, because we're going to have to be really good to beat them, especially the way they've been playing the last few weeks.
You must have looked first half performance.
Oh, the first half, they should have been 2 or 3-0 up very early in the game. That's the reality. If it's not for that bit, that would be a very different game. The game they play against the Spurs, they played against recently. Really complimentary about them. They're in a really good moment right now, and we're going to have to be really good.
Just in between these two games.
Much better mood, much more positive. The confidence much better, and the environment around training much better. The fact that the team showed the capacity to rebuild in a really adverse situation when you are 2-1 down and you played less than 72 hours before, and everybody was expecting you to be tired mentally, quality-wise, belief-wise, to be able to come back and win the game. It's a really big boost for us.
Are they showing you
that you are able to win games in different contexts, in different situations, and that you can never give up in a sport, and especially when there is so many still games to be played, and in that game so many minutes still to be played. So the moment we adjust certain things, we increase the individual level, we were right in the game, and we deserve to win the game.
Did you expect Jorginho so quickly?
I did, because obviously he's got the experience, he's got the qualities that we need in the team, and obviously he knows the league so well that there's not a lot of things that are caught him new or by surprise, and he's done really well.
What won against Spurs and Villa?
Well, they've been really consistent the last few weeks, the game they played, but it's true that Brendan has proposed very different games in many different moments throughout the seasons, and they have this capacity to adapt, play different formation, playing different approaches. We have prepared for both because it is possible, and let's see what they do tomorrow.
Ian from TalkSport.
Totally deserved. It's an absolutely joy to have him at the club. I think what the club has done, it's absolutely brilliant. It's just not with words to say, okay, that we value the people that we have and we're going to stick to people in difficult moments. Mo had a very difficult moment a few weeks ago when he had a pretty bad injury and serious injury, and the club committed with him for what he gives to the team or what he's done for this football club. And I think it's a really strong message by everybody at the club to try to keep our best people and our best players with us in challenging moments.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Mark from PA?
I'm sort of tough enough for that.
Obviously, he attracts a lot of attention. It's like Gavi Martinelli or Gavi when he plays, or Eddie or Martin. It's normal. Creative players want to be stopped and they want to be restricted, ball getting into them and occupying and exploring certain spaces. And what we have to do is try to do completely the opposite.
If you were to time down to that.